My name is Neil Patel, and I help companies generate more revenue through digital marketing. Entrepreneur Magazine said I was the #1 marketer in the world, and they also said I created one of the 100 most brilliant companies. I started my first website at the age of 16. I took all the money that I earned from working at an amusement park, and I paid a marketing firm. The marketing firm provided no results, and I quickly learned that I wasn't alone. Out of my frustration and from being broke, I had no choice but to learn marketing. My first client was a power supply manufacturer. I helped them generate another $25 million in sales, and from that point, I realized the power of marketing. I helped everyone that I could, and I built my reputation by being honest and over-delivering. I've helped companies like Google, NBC, Viacom, General Motors, eBay, but nothing's more satisfying than helping small business owners succeed. I founded 4 multi-million-dollar companies, and I've learned all the mistakes that you should avoid. I've written about them on Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc., Fast Company, and even on my own blogs. It's so awesome to know that colleges from all around the world are teaching my material in their classroom. Over the years, I've received awards from the President of the United States, the House of Representatives, and the United Nations. People believe marketing is expensive and difficult. Fortunately, that's not true. There is a formula. Even if you don't have a technical bone in your body, you can get results. And my mission is to share this formula with you. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for attending today. Really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy day today. So today we're going to be talking about mastering email marketing for optimal ROI. There's a lot of trends in email marketing. There's a lot of tactics. There's a lot of strategies, and we are going to break each and every single one of them down today. So let's dive right in. So there's 3 of us here today. It's me. I'm the co-founder of NP Digital. We're a global ad agency. We help people with their performance marketing. We also have Julie and Catherine from the NPD team. Julie, do you want to give an introduction on yourself? And then Catherine, you can go next.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to meet all of you. My name is Julie Woon. I'm the Director of Content Strategy at NP Digital, and I've been working in the space for just under 10 years now, and I head up email marketing for us.
And my name is Catherine Mitchell. I'm a Senior Content Lead here at NP Digital. My main role involves crafting content strategies and plans for clients' websites, but additionally, I excel in leveraging email marketing to build meaningful audience connections.
So NP Digital, as I mentioned, is a global ad agency. We're with companies of all sizes. We have a ton of awards, and I'm not saying this to brag. I don't think we're the best. We do an amazing job, but when I say I don't think we're the best, I mean that we can always learn more and get better. And that's the key with marketing, because algorithms change, trends change, privacy changes, laws changes, which all affects marketing. But we wouldn't have these awards. We wouldn't be working with all these big name clients if the strategies and tactics didn't work. So today, when I break down and the team breaks down email marketing and what you can do to get more of a ROI, just keep in mind, it's coming from a place where we've implemented this, it's tried and tested, and it works. As I mentioned, we have a ton of awards, and this just more so solidifies that the strategies, again, are working. We've been a performance marketing agency of the year 2 years in a row. So let me first break down some facts of email marketing. And a lot of people think email is dead, but that's far from the truth. It's actually the opposite from the truth. See, between now and 2027, email marketing revenue is expected to grow 64%. So even though people are saying email marketing is dead and it doesn't work, yet the data is showing it's driving more revenue and it's continuing to grow each and every single year. And 82% of marketers spend up to 20% of their marketing budget on email. And it has one of the highest ROIs I've ever seen in a marketing channel. $36 from every dollar spent, making it amazing ROI. It's very rare that you're going to get that from paid ads, or any other channel, especially at scale. So who uses email marketing? A lot of people think like, oh, it's only for B2C. No, that's not the case. It's for B2C and B2B. Oh, it's only for big companies. That's not the case. We see email marketing being just as effective for a small mom and pop or a startup, just as it is for a Bank of America or Walmart or Amazon. Literally, no matter what size company is out there, we see email marketing producing results. Even Netflix, they'll show you, hey, here are all the upcoming shows this week that you should watch and that you may like, or movies. And some emails will help you generate sales. Some emails, like the one I just mentioned that Netflix sends, helps retain customers and keep them, which reduces churn. In essence, email can drive you direct revenue, and it can also help you keep your customers with you for a much longer period of time. So I want to first break down a case study for Modcat. Modcat is a pet accessory company. We implemented email marketing for them. If you haven't seen them, check them out. We actually did a webinar with them in the past as well. Their open rates increased by 31%. We got their click-throughs up by 17%, and revenue increased from $22.09 per welcome email to $32 plus for each welcome email. Like I said, email marketing is powerful. It's not just about sending emails, it's about sending the right emails with the right copy, right messaging, and even having the right landing pages as well. Now, what if you could have an open rate of 30+% on all your marketing emails? And trust me, this is possible, especially if you have your list size at scale. Now, here's a screenshot of my email list size. We have over 1 million recipients. They just always round to 1M. Our actual total email list size is around 1.5 million subscribers, a little bit more than that. And our average open rate is 43%. But let's just say conservatively, we're able to get our email open rates to be 30% consistently. So what's the secret of getting that big of an email open rate? Well, here's the key. And the first is you got to scrub your list, and we'll talk about things like that later on. But the next one that a lot of people forget is it's about your relationship and reputation with that sender. So if you end up sending someone an email with a question, like I asked, hey, I'm going to build this free tool called Ubersuggest, and I did this early on. Would you like me to add all these features? Just reply with a yes or a no. And you get a ton of yeses. So when people start replying to you, it's letting the email providers know, hey, this email that is sending this person an email, it is relevant to them, so much so that they're replying. We should actually keep showing it in the inbox, and we should add them to the address book. And this really helps with open rates, not just with the person that replied, but everyone else on that platform. So if you're sending a lot of emails to people on Gmail or Outlook and they are responding to you, it helps with other people who are also using Gmail or Outlook. So how do you get more clicks and opens? And we covered a little bit about this, but let's really dive into it. There's a simple, reason on why people open up emails. One is a sender name. That's roughly 45%. The second biggest one is subject line. The third one is offer. And then you got the info paragraph. And we'll break down how to optimize some of these things, but just keep that in mind. I really look at it as a formula. Who, times relationship level, times trust, interest, equals success rate. So who's the sender? How well do you know them? What's your relationship? And do you trust them? And are you interested in the topic as well? So if your mom sends you an email, I bet you're going to have 100% open rate, right? Because you love your mom. Now, on the flip side, if a newsletter sends your email, if a newsletter company sends you an email, there's a good chance you're not going to open it. But the point I'm getting at is if your mom, your wife, your family, or anything like that, you're going to have amazing open rates. So just keep in mind, relationship level is super important and trust is super important. And this is just a prime example, right? Family, friends, colleagues, coworkers, you're going to open up the emails. If it's just like an ebook lead or a newsletter, not as much. And this is why relationship is super important. And yes, you're not always sending emails to your mom, but if you build your authority, your trust of the corporation and even the sender, it'll help with the relationship level too. And again, email marketing is not dead. It's evolving. It's changing at a very rapid pace. A lot of things have happened over the past few years. For example, did you know with the e-commerce site, you can actually purchase within an email? And I mean literally within the email. You can now send people an email which has like t-shirts and the size, and they can select right there in the email without going to your site, without going to a landing page, and literally complete the purchase right then and there within the email and not have to even leave, let's say, Gmail or anything like that. So now let's dive into the state of email marketing in 2023.
Email marketing is a powerful tool, but it faces some challenges in today's landscape. Artificial intelligence, privacy concerns, and the upcoming shift to a cookieless world are making it harder for businesses to stand out, build email lists, and measure campaign effectiveness. But there are still ways to succeed. By using AI to personalize emails, prioritizing privacy, and adapting to a cookieless future, businesses can continue to use email marketing to connect with target audiences and thus achieve their goals. Utilizing email marketing proves to be a potent method for engaging a specific audience, as 91% of individuals acknowledge their daily email habit. Email serves as an economical, prompt, and dependable channel to connect you with your intended recipients. The expense associated with sending an email is minimal, and you have the ability to monitor the outcomes of your initiatives and gauge their effectiveness. Now, this isn't just the millennial and me talking. In today's digital age, customers are used to being treated like individuals. They expect brands to understand their unique needs and preferences, and they want to feel like they're not just another number. This is when personalization comes in. Personalization is the art of tailoring your marketing messages to your audience's individual needs and interests. It's about making your customers feel special and valued.
Just like any other marketing channel, there are several best practices that you should be following when it comes to email marketing to achieve high click-through rates and conversions. And we're going to review these 5 here today. First is segmentation and personalization. Catherine just spoke to the personalization bit, but what is list segmentation? It's the process of dividing your email list into smaller groups based on shared characteristics. This allows you to send more targeted emails that are more likely to be open and read. Both are key to ensuring that you get the attention of the right customers. There are so many ways that you can segment your list, and we've got 14 here on the slide today, but some common choices are demographics, website behavior, and time since last purchase. No matter what the segmentation that you choose, it's going to depend on the goal of your email campaign. One example we have is Coldy Holdy. They came to us for support with maximizing the ROI of their email campaigns, and we decided to nurture for repeat customers. So to do this, we created a behavior-based segment of customers who interacted with on-site pop-ups. Engagement with these pop-ups showed what the shopper's interest was. So that could have been wedding gear, business stuff, anything like that. And that allowed us to send emails personalized with products and messaging that catered to those specific interests. And the results we saw were amazing. Q1 of 2023 had a 19.45% increase in email revenue.
Workflows are a series of automated emails that are triggered by specific actions, such as a user signing up for your email list or making a purchase. Campaigns, on the other hand, are a set of emails that are sent out at a specific time or event, such as a product launch or a holiday sale. Workflows and campaigns are important because they allow you to automate your email marketing and deliver personalized messages to your subscribers. This can help you improve open rates, click-through rates, and conversion rates. Elk Springs approached us with a challenge: to elevate their marketing efforts. While their campaigns prior to us were successful, they sought a higher level of performance, and we embraced the opportunity. We revitalized existing email workflows, introduced fresh campaigns, and incorporated SMS, delivering captivating content to an eager, awaiting audience. The outcome, as you can tell, was outstanding. Through this endeavor, we discovered the paramount importance of a well-structured, all-encompassing email strategy.
There's also a few strategies that you should be using to build a trust with your audience and increase engagement with your emails. And we're going to break these down in detail now. First is crafting compelling subject lines and pre-headers. This is one of the simplest and best ways to optimize your open rates. So when writing a subject line, aim to keep it short and simple. We mentioned personalizing subject lines with things like first names, but you could also include something like a number, which is shown to improve open rates. Think discounts, price, statistics. If appropriate for your brand, emojis are also an eye-catching way to get users to read your subject lines. And for pre-headers, just make sure to include different information than what was written in the subject line. And utilize it as an opportunity to build curiosity while also including a call to action. No matter what you choose for your subject line or your pre-headers, the most important thing is to remember A/B testing. This is a great way to determine what's going to resonate best with your audience. Another thing to keep in mind is whether or not your subject lines look real. You want to craft something that resonates. It doesn't come off as overly salesy or AI templated. You want to also make sure that it lands somewhere between 6 to 10 words. Finally, within the body of your email, you want to write persuasive copy. We recommend following the AIDA formula. This stands for awareness, interest, desire, and action. Write towards the customer persona. Don't just focus on the company that they work for. Play on their needs. You can create a sense of urgency with limited time offers or scarcity tactics, but just make sure to balance the emotion with logic. You don't want to come off as overly alarmist or salesy. So put yourself in your customer's shoes to better determine where to draw the line, and just make sure that your emails are short and easy to read.
What does it involve to create an email that is visually attractive? Contrary to common belief, enhancing visual appeal doesn't necessarily involve incorporating numerous images. Research indicates that emails containing 3 or fewer images tend to have the highest click-through rates. So aside from images, what other factors contribute to the visual appeal of an email? The key lies in skillfully utilizing color, fonts, and white space. The goal is to ensure your email is effortless to read and scan, while also exuding a sense of professionalism and refinement. However, the visual aspect is just a single aspect of the equation. It's equally vital to ensure your email is responsive, meaning it maintains visual appeal across all devices, from desktop computers to tablets and smartphones. Now, you might think that the more visually appealing your emails are, the higher your open rates will be. But that's simply not the case. In fact, studies have shown that HTML templates have 25% lower opens than plain text emails. So why is that? First, HTML emails can be more difficult to read on mobile devices. Second, they can take longer to load, which can lead to people abandoning your email before they even see it. So what should you do? You should use a simple, clean design that is easy to read on all devices. Use high-quality images and videos that are relevant to your message, and make sure your call to action is clear and prominent. Now, there are a few reasons why an all-text email newsletter can convert better than an HTML newsletter. For starters, it's more likely to be read because spam filters can block HTML emails, and they can also be difficult to read on mobile devices. Plain text emails, on the other hand, are easier to scan, so people can find the information they're looking for quickly. Plain text emails feel more personal than HTML emails, and this is because they're not as cluttered with images and other distractions. As a result, people are more likely to connect with the content of a plain text email and to feel like they're getting a personal message from the sender. Of course, not all plain text emails are created equal. If your newsletter is poorly written or boring, it's not going to convert. But if you take the time to write clear, concise, and engaging plain text emails, you'll be more likely to see results. In our partnership, One Stop Bride Shop witnessed remarkable results. Revenue surged thanks to our tailored email marketing approach. We streamlined their operations by eliminating third-party pop-up costs, paving the way for resource expansion. Our optimized pop-up catapulted signups by an incredible 858%, enabling precise subscriber insights for customized workflows and campaigns. The transformation is vivid when we compare May 2022, which generated $1,085 from email marketing, to May 2023, which boasted an impressive $19,795. One Stop Bride Shop's journey showcases the power of personalization and strategic collaboration.
BIMI is an email specification that enables the display of brand logos within supported email clients. This serves as a visual indicator for your message authenticity and increases engagement while building brand recognition. It's beneficial because it's tied to DMARC implementation, which prevents spammers from using your domain to send emails without your permission. It's also helpful for subscribers because it allows them to avoid phishing attempts and it makes your messages stand out. This falls in line with the best practice of deliverability. Deliverability is arguably the most important aspect of your email marketing strategy. If your emails aren't making it to inboxes, then you don't have the opportunity to be successful. While BIMI is one aspect of deliverability and avoiding spam filters, some of the other key things that you can do are utilize list hygiene best practices to decrease the odds of spam complaints. You can also authenticate your email domain and maintain proper IP allocation, as well as using quality content in your subject lines and body copy. And while you don't want your contacts to unsubscribe, it's important to have a clear and simple opt-in and opt-out process. And utilizing these best practices with the help of deliverability tools and spam score checkers will ensure that your emails get delivered. Automation and send time optimization. Getting your email contacts the messages at the most optimal time is the best way to have high click-through rates and conversions. And there's two ways that you can do this. The first is to leverage automation and workflows that are triggered to send the right email to contacts at the right time based on their purchase journey. The second is to make sure that you're timing your sends to the optimal time of day and the best day of the week based on your audience's location. Frequently, we see that this happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays, usually early morning or just after lunch.
This section dives into the ever-evolving realm of marketing trends for email. Like your favorite show, email marketing has its own trending plot twist. So let's grab our popcorn and explore the top trends that are keeping marketers on the edge of their seat. From personalization power-ups to automation adventures, we've got it all covered. Now, as you can see on our slide, there are a number of trends that are shaping the future of email marketing. To help you stay ahead of the curve, you need to be aware of these trends and how they impact your email marketing campaigns. So let's take a look in more detail. AI is becoming increasingly important in email marketing as it can help marketers work more efficiently and effectively. For example, some of the most popular ways AI can be utilized are to analyze large sets of data, to identify trends and patterns that can help you improve your campaigns, to generate eye-catching visuals to include in your emails, and to personalize emails with AI-driven product recommendations. One popular AI tool for email marketing is ChatGPT. In the fast-paced world of email marketing, time is of the essence, and ChatGPT can be your ultimate time-saving ally. Instead of spending hours brainstorming subject lines and drafting email content, you can harness the capabilities of ChatGPT to generate compelling copy in a fraction of the time. This means you can focus your energy on other crucial aspects of your campaigns, like analyzing results and refining your strategies. But here's where the expert tip comes in. While AI, like ChatGPT, streamlines your email marketing process, it's important to remember that the human touch remains indispensable. Amidst the data-driven algorithms and automation, we want to encourage you not to lose sight of the emotional resonance that a well-crafted human element can bring to your emails. Incorporating personal anecdotes, relatable stories, or a friendly tone can create a powerful connection that goes beyond mere transactional communication. Did you know that you can also use ChatGPT to get feedback on your marketing emails? All you have to do is paste your email into ChatGPT and ask for feedback. It really is that simple. ChatGPT will then analyze your email and give you suggestions for how to improve it. For example, ChatGPT might suggest that you change the subject line, add more images, or make the call to action clearer. Using ChatGPT is a great way to get instant feedback on your email campaigns and improve your results.
We know that knowledge is power, and there are specific data points that will help you to understand what is and isn't working in your email campaigns. Deliverability rate counts the number of emails that the receiving server does accept, while bounce rate counts the emails that are returned to you. High bounce rates will negatively impact the sender, so it's important to keep this rate low. Conversion rates, click-through rates, open rates are all engagement metrics, which show how well your content is resonating with your contacts. And ROI and average order value show you how well your email marketing is performing against your sales and revenue goals. Now, you can leverage AI and predictive analytics to do some of the heavy lifting and analyzing your data and making sure that you're creating informed decisions about how to target your campaigns. This could be anything from personalized and dynamic content to targeting and list segmentation. And while it can be tempting to allow these tools to do all the work, like Catherine mentioned, human touch is necessary to QA data and analytical reports, while also making sure that your copy maintains a personal touch.
Modular email architecture is a new trend in email marketing that utilizes flexible building blocks to create email templates. This makes it easier for marketers to create personalized emails that are tailored to specific audiences. Modular email architecture can also help improve email deliverability, making optimizing emails for different devices and messaging hierarchy will help you grab your readers' attention, build excitement, and get them to take action. The attention grabber is the first thing the reader sees, so it's important to make it count. It should be something that the reader wants to read more about, which could be a catchy headline, a relevant image, or a short video. The anticipation builder is the next part of the email, and this is where you build excitement for what's to come. You can do this by using strong calls to action, telling a story, or providing teasers. Last, we have the call to action button, and that's the final part of your email. Here, you need to tell the reader what you want them to do. This verbiage should be clear and concise, and it should stand out from the rest of the email. More and more people are using their mobile devices to check their email. In fact, according to a recent HubSpot study, 41% of all email opens now happen on mobile devices. This means that if your emails aren't optimized for mobile, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to reach your audience. Mobile optimized emails are more likely to be opened, read, and clicked on. So how can you ensure your emails are optimized? Don't worry, we won't leave you hanging. When optimizing your emails for mobile, keep your content short and to the point. Mobile users are more than likely to skim emails, so ensuring your content is easy to read and digest should be a top priority. Second, we want to suggest you use large fonts and clear images. Mobile screens are small, so you need to make sure your text and images are easy to see. Last, use clear and concise call to action. Tell your mobile users what you want them to do, whether it's clicking a link, making a purchase, or signing up for a newsletter. By following these tips, you can ensure that your emails are optimized for mobile and that you're reaching the widest possible audience.
Now, it's not just enough to create emails that are aesthetically pleasing and mobile friendly. Nearly 20 million Americans are visually impaired and leverage speech to text email readers to be able to understand a message. Therefore, it's vital to ensure that your emails are also designed with accessibility in mind. So what does this entail? Visually, this means using high contrast colors, large, easy to read fonts, and increased line heights to optimize for legibility. From a content perspective, it means balancing images and copy, as well as writing easily readable content. And for UX, you should ensure that links and CTAs are easily tappable, especially for those who may struggle with dexterity or mobility. Finally, using images that have corresponding alt attributes or descriptive text that displays when images aren't rendered or can't be seen.
Dark mode is a design trend that has taken the mobile user experience by storm, and the numbers speak volumes. According to Litmus data, a whopping 40% of email subscribers embraced dark mode by the close of 2020, a significant leap from the 29% just a year prior. So in a world where user preferences drive design evolution, dark mode optimization stands as a key player, enhancing user engagement and thus experience. By optimizing your emails for dark mode, you can ensure that your subscribers have a positive and enjoyable experience, regardless of their preferred setting. This can lead to increased open rates, click-through rates, and conversions. When it comes to dark mode design considerations, here are a few tips. Enable dark mode detection. This will ensure that your emails automatically adjust to your user's preferred settings. You can do this by adding meta tags to your email headers. Then we want to avoid using pure white or pure black backgrounds and foregrounds, as these can be harsh on the eyes in dark mode. Instead, we suggest opting for a more subtle contrast, such as light gray on dark gray or dark gray on light gray. When incorporating images, choose transparent formats like PNG or GIF. This will help maintain the overall harmony of your design. Next, we want to suggest that you crop images with ample surrounding space. This will help to ensure that your images look good, regardless of whether they're displayed in light or dark mode. Consider adding outlines to text within images. This can help the text be more readable when in dark mode. And last, we want you to explore using special images that are tailored for dark mode. These images can add a touch of style to your emails and make them stand out in a crowd.
Just like all digital channels, interactive content has become increasingly popular within email. And for good reason. According to Mediafly, interactive content sees 52.6% more engagement than non-interactive content. And there's many types of interactive content that you can leverage within email. So let's take a look at a few examples. First is GIFs. A very popular option. GIFs are good for a variety of use cases. They can be attention grabbing and help break up the monotony of text. And they can be a fun and engaging way to communicate with your audience and help make your emails a little bit more visually appealing. They're also great at conveying complex ideas or emotions in a simple way. A well-chosen GIF can be a powerful way to communicate a message, especially if something is difficult to express in words. Finally, they can be used to add a little bit of humor or personality to your emails, which can help make them more memorable and engaging. Other examples of interactive content include videos, image rollover effects, polls or surveys, which work well for all types of businesses, as well as live shopping carts, countdown timers, image carousels, and things that are popular with e-commerce companies. Regardless of what you choose, there are a few things to keep in mind when selecting what interactive content to use in your emails. First is that they come with a larger file size, and this can cause your emails to load slowly. If it's too slow, you run the risk of lower engagement. Additionally, not all email providers support interactive content, so check what providers the majority of your contacts use to research whether or not interactive content will work appropriately.
Imagine showcasing authentic customer photos in your emails. Recent studies reveal that user-generated images outperform traditional stock photos. The numbers are clearly impressive and speak volumes to the power of genuine, relatable visuals. So why settle for generic when you can connect with your audience through their own experiences? It is time to let your customers tell your story. Did you know that a staggering 88% of customers placed as much trust in online reviews as they do in personal recommendations from loved ones? Here's the game changer, you guys. Incorporating customer testimonials consistently into your marketing efforts doesn't just build trust, it drives revenue. On average, businesses that regularly feature customer testimonials witness a remarkable 62% increase in revenue. And that's not all. The impact extends to conversions too. By weaving testimonials into your email campaigns, you can experience a substantial upswing of up to 34% in your conversion rates. So as you craft your email strategies, remember the influence of user-generated content. Elevate your campaigns with authentic customer voices and watch your trust, revenue, and conversions soar.
We've been hearing about omni-channel campaigns across the web recently, and with good reason. They integrate all of your channels under one unified goal and message. And email supports this engagement in several ways. First, it drives traffic to other channels, which can allow you to bring your users to your website, social media, even your brick and mortar stores. For example, you could send an email with a promotional code that can only be redeemed on your website, which could help increase website traffic and sales. It can also be leveraged for customer support. You can use email to answer customer questions or resolve issues, which can help you improve overall customer satisfaction and loyalty. And finally, it can also collect feedback. You can use email to ask customers about their satisfaction level with your products or services, or even get their input on new products. And this feedback can help you improve your offerings and better meet the needs of your customers. Finally, we're going to discuss measuring performance for optimal results.
As we all know, the digital landscape is constantly changing, and it's more important than ever to track your performance to ensure your campaigns are as effective as possible. There are a number of different metrics that you can track, but the top 7 ways are located on your screen. Tracking these metrics shows where your efforts are paying off and where you need to make adjustments. Remember, it's not just about sending emails, but about engaging with your audience. By crafting compelling emails that people want to read, you can boost your open rates and ultimately your ROI. Attribution is your compass, guiding you to assign credit accurately across various touch points within your sales and marketing funnel. As we navigate this landscape, remember that attribution is not one size fits all. There is a spectrum of models, each with its merits and limitations. But here's our pro tip. Consider crafting a custom attribution model. Tailor it to your marketing spend, the unique blend of channels you employ, the specific metrics you're targeting, and most importantly, your business's evolving performance over time. It's through this lens that you can unlock insights that impact your email marketing. So let's embrace attribution as our ally and help it shape a clearer path to substantiate the value of your efforts.
Finally, using email marketing to attribute to prove ROI. Attribution is the most important aspect to assign credit to channels and different touch points within your marketing funnel. And there's many attribution models that you can choose from, each having its pros and cons. And which one you choose will be dependent on what your overall goals are. So just remember, customer journeys are complex, and there's a variety of points that you'll be looking at when relying on classic attribution models that can be misleading. So a pro tip from us is to create a custom attribution model that focuses on marketing spending, current mix of channels, your targeted metrics, and your business performance over time.
So some key takeaways is, look, email marketing is here to stay. It's growing. There's a lot of revenue to be made. Make sure that you use data-driven strategies to adapt your email marketing to figure out what's driving you the most revenue and how your campaigns can be the most effective. And the next thing that you really need to keep in mind is email marketing shouldn't be standalone. It's how do you integrate it throughout the rest of the channels and have them all work together cohesively to A, create the best experience for the users, and B, drive higher LTVs, and C, drive more conversions and revenue. Now, if you're struggling with email marketing or you need help, we have a whole, big team that just deals with all aspects of email marketing and even more than that, from landing page design to CRO to SEO to pay-per-click marketing, and the list goes on and on. All you have to do is scan the QR code, fill out your information, we'll get in touch. Or you can just go to NP Digital, stands for my initials, Neil Patel, npdigital.com, and we can see if we can help you out. And worst case scenario, we'll do a call and give you a lot of tips. So now let's dive into some Q&A.
All right. Great session, all. Thank you so much. And we've got some really good questions. My name's Colin. I'm a part of NPD's marketing team. We're going to start with Julie. This question was directed to you. How often do you scrub your email list? What do you do with the bounced emails, email addresses that maybe haven't been opened for a while? Are there just general guidelines on how you purge your email list, similar to how you would probably purge things like social media followers, etc.? Any tips on that?
Yeah. It will depend on how many emails that you're sending out on a regular basis, but I would say that frequent list cleaning is imperative. You can do this on like a timely basis. Like if you wanted to go in, monthly and take some list cleaning measures, that you can. Other businesses choose to do it after a certain number of sends. So for example, every 3 emails go out to a specific list, and then you go ahead and you start list cleaning from there, depending on the engagement. And what you're going to do is, those emails where it's hard bounces or they're just not engaging, those I would recommend removing from the list, depending on the type of subscription that you have with your email provider or your ESP will kind of dictate whether or not you need to fully remove those from your database. Obviously, users who opt out can be fully removed, but those who are not engaging can likely just be removed from the list, but kept in the database, depending on if you're purchasing contacts or not, or purchasing your subscription by contact. Obviously, the more contacts you collect, the more expensive your subscription will get. So that will dictate whether you fully remove. But you can have a list of contacts who maybe they have not been engaging with prior emails, or they haven't engaged with your business in a while. There is the option to leverage a campaign that is a style of like win back, where you try to re-engage those contacts by, providing them with new, different content to see if they'll engage. Again, you've already known that those users may or may not have high levels of engagement. So it can be difficult, but it's not impossible to still leverage some of those contacts if you want to try.
Great answer. Thank you so much. This one was directed towards Neil, but I think y'all might have some feedback on this. The question is just in general, what works better, flashy, image-rich emails or the plain basic emails? Because I think throughout the presentation, there were pros and cons sort of both. So any guidance or just thoughts on, the style of emails that should be sent, image-rich, video-rich, or just flat text?
I think I prefer plain text. I find that the deliverability is just amazing with that. But here's the thing. Does that mean you should only use plain text? No, you can rotate it up.
Yep.
I think the big differentiator is it depends on the business type, the products, and the service. So for example, let's say you're Apple and you have this new VR device, right? You may not need an email with crazy HTML, but you could use GIFs within the email to describe this new product that's going to help, change the world and is going to just change technology as we see it. So for something like that, that's new, no one's familiar with, go and use, animated GIFs and try to make your emails a little bit more fancy to help describe what you're doing, especially if you're trying to do a launch and build a hype. So I do think there's use cases for both.
Great answer. Thank you so much. A question for Catherine. What can you say about the belief that SMS is taking over the world, essentially? One of my clients is planning to switch to SMS marketing because it seems to have better open rates. Any thoughts from Catherine, Julie, Neil on, I think that they sort of go hand in hand, but any thoughts on SMS sort of taking over the world when it comes to email marketing?
I definitely think they go hand in hand. The reality is, of course, they're going to have a high open rate. They're sent directly to a cell phone text message. So someone's going to see that. On the flip side, they shouldn't be a standalone resource for engagement. You should have something to back it up. You're developing relationships with your target audience. And when you have a well-versed approach, you are going to make better connections.
Great answer. Speaking of open rates, another question is, are they still relevant? This user says, in my experience, those don't add into the conversion. Please help me understand why open rates are even relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a Neil or Julie question. Maybe
if you're not getting the opens, you're not going to end up getting the clicks and the conversion. So think of top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Top of funnel is opens. Middle of funnel is clicks to your website or landing page. Bottom of funnel is them purchasing after they've taken a click. And even though you want more clicks and more purchases eventually, you're not going to get either of those two if no one's opening up the emails. So that's why open rates are super important. Now, you can be deceptive in your marketing. I wouldn't recommend that. And skyrocket your open rates and tell someone, for example, you have a cure for a certain type of disease. And again, that's unethical, so you shouldn't. But if you don't deliver on the rest, and this is why I'm using that as an example, if you don't deliver on the rest, you're going to notice the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel, the numbers being terrible. So it's not just about getting more opens, it's about getting the right type of opens. In essence, yes, you want more opens, but you want more opens without deceiving people. Because if you're deceiving them to get the opens, like acting like it's their mom sending the email or acting like you have a cure for something when you don't, you're going to see the rest of the metrics not follow through, and you'll notice that you're going to start going into the spam box as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Neil. Two questions here related to subject lines. So the first one's for Julie. People are starting to include emojis in subject lines and promotional emails. Any experience with that kind of a fad, or do you think that emojis and subject lines, do you think that that helps at all?
I mean, statistics show that emojis do typically help. Again, it is going to be dependent on your brand and the email itself. You want the emoji to match the context of the email. So you're not using an emoji in an email where the copy is serious, for example. But overall, emojis do get higher open rates. And I think that kind of comes back a little bit to our discussion of SMS and email working hand in hand. You see a little bit of both, and emojis and text also work quite well. So I would say, as long as it's appropriate for your brand and for the message of the email, emojis are a great way to increase open rates.
Right on. Thank you, Julie. Another one, and I'm interested in this too. Any thoughts on testing ad copy and page search and then applying those findings and learnings to the content found in email subject lines? Any testing, any thoughts, any results? That's a really good question.
Here is a nerdy thought process with that. Your marketing strategy should be like your science lab. So you have the opportunity to A/B test right and left, and you should be seeking every opportunity to do so. You should look at your data, you should optimize regularly, and by A/B testing, if you want to potentially pay for ads to generate that data for yourself, I think that's a worthwhile investment.
Good response. I agree. Omni-channel marketing was mentioned a couple of times throughout the presentation, and one hand needs to be talking to the other for sure. A couple other ones here. I I think any of you could answer this, but I'm going to put Neil on the spot again. Do you recommend any certain email templates and or software partners, whatever, to help build effective emails? Any good platforms or tech that you could recommend specific to email marketing?
There's a ton of good ones. They're all relevant. I don't want to name one specific one, but it doesn't matter if you use a Klaviyo, or technically I'm starting to name them, but it doesn't matter if you're using a MailChimp or a Klaviyo or a HubSpot. There's even there's a ton of good ones. The big thing that people need to worry about, because most of these technology providers provide similar features, is actually your reputation. So your IP, your sender score, are you scrubbing your list? Because it doesn't matter what technology you use. If you're not in good standing with the people you're sending emails to and they don't want your emails, what you're going to find is no matter what bells and whistles that you end up putting on those, emails and those features, you're just not going to get the deliverability, the opens, the clicks, and the purchases.
Thank you, Neil. One for Julie. We've got two more here, and I think we're good on time. This is a tough one, I think. Do people like long emails similar to blog posts or short emails and getting directly to the point? I think I know the answer to this question, but curious to get your thoughts, Julie.
Yeah. Generally speaking, it's going to be short emails. I think when people see an email in their inbox, they're not looking to read a ton of copy in their day. A lot of times they're going through and they're looking at a ton of emails, and you have a short period of time to grab somebody's attention and get your message across. So I know within the presentation we mentioned several times, short, sweet, readable. Generally speaking, 20 lines of text, probably max, is what we'd recommend. And again, breaking some of that up with visuals if necessary. If you do have a little bit longer content, would definitely be recommended. But overall, would say, keep long text to a blog, to some other kind of formatting, and emails should be short.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. While we have you, Julie, one last one, and then I think we'll wrap. Any tips on how to not get blacklisted? Just general, do these 3 or 4 things so that people actually get the email.
Sure. So I would say first thing, generally speaking, is to have a reliable list that you are sending to. I know that it is very tempting to purchase lists. I would recommend against it just because you don't know what the viability of those lists are. It can be risky to send to those contacts if you haven't opted them into your communication processes and know that they're valid email addresses. We also touched on a little bit about the deliverability aspect and list hygiene. So you don't want to continue to blast emails out to contacts that are not engaging. And, seeing a lot of bounces, that can be a signal that you're not sending authoritative email, or that you're not an authoritative sender. Similarly, if you are blasting lots of emails out to very large lists, especially if you haven't warmed your domain up yet, that can be another signal that you're a spammer, that the email that you're sending out is not quality. So I would recommend, staying away from those. And overall, that should help maintain your overall domain authority. But if you have any questions or concerns, I'd highly recommend using those domain authority checkers, spam score checkers, just to make sure that you've got everything in line.
So domain authority is not just an SEO thing. Aha. Pretty cool.
Correct.
Well, that's all the questions. So thank you, Julie. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Neil.
Few things. Number one, we're throwing a virtual summit on the marketing evolution. It's going to be talking about a lot of stuff on AI, or even when all your competition's using AI, how do you stand out? You can check it out at npdigital.com/summit, SUMMIT. And if you need help with any type of marketing, whether it's email, social, SEO, organic, paid, etc., check out NP Digital. We were Performance Marketing Agency of the Year for 2 years in a row now. We've been winning a lot of awards because the work has been producing amazing results for our clients, and we're global and we can help people out pretty much almost anywhere in the world. So look forward to working with you guys, and hopefully we'll see you guys at the summit as well, npdigital.com/summit. My name is Neil Patel, and I help companies generate more revenue through digital marketing. Entrepreneur Magazine said I was the #1 marketer in the world, and they also said I created one of the 100 most brilliant companies. I started my first website at the age of 16. I took all the money that I earned from working at an amusement park and I paid a marketing firm. The marketing firm provided no results, and I quickly learned that I wasn't alone. Out of my frustration and from being broke, I had no choice but to learn marketing. My first client was a power supply manufacturer. I helped them generate another $25 million in sales, and from that point, I realized the power of marketing. I helped everyone that I could, and I built my reputation by being honest and over-delivering. I've helped companies like Google, NBC, Viacom, General Motors, eBay, but nothing's more satisfying than helping small business owners succeed. I founded 4 multi-million-dollar companies, and I've learned all the mistakes that you should avoid. I've written about them on Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc., Fast Company, and even on my own blogs. It's so awesome to know that colleges from all around the world are teaching my material in their classroom. Over the years, I've received awards from the President of the United States, the House of Representatives, and the United Nations. People believe marketing is expensive and difficult. Fortunately, that's not true. There is a formula. Even if you don't have a technical bone in your body, you can get results. And my mission is to share this formula with you.